The Mouse Great Food Hunt by Tate Kelly. There was a mouse living in a small little burrow, thinking about all the forms of cheese that he could get his little grubby hands on, such as feta, blue cheese, and his favourite cheddar. He was wondering where he should search for food, since the mouse had not eaten in 3 days. He was ravenous from the famine that had inflicted his family. This began when the two-legged creature began to be crafty in getting a cat, a beast that was notorious for toppling mice empires and kingdoms. This was the two-legged creature's second cat. The first was getting slow and then vanished in a puff of smoke. The mouse was demanded to stay away from the creature. He went to see his father discuss the plan for the day, when he saw that his father was afflicted with the nausea of the worst kind. The mouse's heart began to race, as if he knew that the food supply was low and that he needed to scurry to find more food. He was hesitant to do so, but his family forced him out. He put his backpack on and headed out into the danger zone of the outside world. Tiny mouse was scuttling around the floor. It saw a majestic cheese that was on the table. He was desperate to get to the cheese. He saw a sly cat creeping up, waiting for a fine dinner to eat. The little mouse, it was a sight of pure terror, the likes the mouse only remembered when he was trying to find his last night's meal, and was viciously attacked by a tall monster who stood 6 feet tall and was trying to cut him up with a cleaver. Each bang was the sound of thunder against the metal. His heart was pumping. The mouse knew that he wanted to get the cheese desperately, but his family told him to stay far away from the beast. Although he knew that if he turned back, his family would be demolished, he decided that the best course of action would be to sneak past the cat, slowly snuck through the room to the enormous trees, which were in weird shapes. It seemed that they were crafted in that manner. He had to go to the longest one, where the cheese was generally placed there. He snuck past the cat. The cat seemed to know exactly where he was going because he moved in the same direction as the mouse. He was getting so close when the front door opened. The ginormous two-legged monster was going towards the cheese. He was suddenly picked up by the cat who was about to eat him. His heart began to sink, prepared for his death. Every second was like an eternity. He was suddenly flung against the long tree. He had to run away from the cat. He was swung again. This was the beginning to make him feel nauseous. He ran up the table, but the cat grabbed his tail. This was hopeless. He squeaked. But then the two-legged creature bellowed the sound of a trumpet. The cat suddenly realized what the creature said. As the giant cat was distracted, the mouse knew this was his time to escape. He ran as if he was a lightning bolt up the wooden branch. When he arrived at the cheese, he felt like he had won the mice lottery. He tugged the massive cheese block in his backpack. He then saw the human carrying the cleaver. He knew what was going to happen, but he knew that he could escape the cat. He ran with the cheese as his trophy. Bang! Boom! Bump! The cleaver went. He ran like there was no tomorrow. He knew in his heart he would survive. Care. He knew the cat would stare all he wanted, but he would never be caught. He jumped. This seemed to startle the cat. He was not expecting him to make a dash for it. The cat soon caught on and bottled for him. He squeezed through the hole and gave his father some of the cheese. His father felt comforted by the lengths his son would go for him. The family dined on the cheese. He smiled with a glee that he couldn't remember the last time he was displeased. He would never be afraid of the creatures from the outside again.